The Watchers, Ishana Night Shyamalan's directorial debut, has been creating a stir since its release on June 2024. This supernatural horror film, based on A.M. Shine's 2022 novel, offers a fresh take on the genre while also drawing attention due to the director's famous family ties. Starring Dakota Fanning, the movie follows Mina, an American immigrant in Ireland who finds herself trapped in a mysterious structure called the Coop with 3 others. Each night, they're observed by lethal entities known as the Watchers through a mirrored window. This premise combines elements of classic monster siege narratives with a unique twist, tapping into primal fears of being watched by unseen, malevolent forces. The film's setting in the eerie Irish forests adds to the atmospheric tension, creating a constantly unsettling environment that keeps viewers on edge throughout the story. Ishana Night Shyamalan, daughter of renowned director M. Night Shyamalan, brings a fresh perspective to the horror genre with this debut. Her approach to building suspense and creating an atmosphere of dread shows promise, even if it doesn't always hit the mark. The film's strength lies in its ability to create an unsettling mood, thanks in large part to the cinematography by Eli Arenson, which is nothing short of a masterclass in dread. Long, lingering shots on the claustrophobic coop and flickering candlelight create a palpable sense of unease that burrows under your skin, making you feel as trapped as the characters on screen. The use of light and shadow is particularly noteworthy, with the contrast between the safety of the coop's interior and the menacing darkness outside serving as a visual metaphor for the characters' psychological states. Aronson's camera work, often employing slow pans and unsettling angles, adds to the feeling of constant surveillance, reinforcing the film's central theme. The plot takes several interesting turns as it progresses. What starts as a simple survival story evolves into a more complex narrative involving Celtic folklore, shape-shifting fairies, and the dark history of human-fairy relations. The revelation that the Watchers are actually attempting to learn how to mimic humans better adds a layer of intrigue to the story. This twist transforms the Watchers from mere monsters into more complex, albeit still threatening, beings with their own motivations and goals. However, while the exploration of Celtic folklore is fascinating, the introduction of shape-shifting elements feels a beat too late in the film, leaving it somewhat underdeveloped and potentially confusing for some viewers. This is where the script sometimes struggles to balance its various elements. Dakota Fanning delivers a solid performance as Mina, a character grappling with past trauma while trying to survive her current predicament. Her portrayal of a woman on the edge, battling both internal and external demons, is nuanced and compelling. Fanning brings depth to Mina, making her more than just a typical horror protagonist. We see her struggle with guilt over her mother's death, her estrangement from her twin sister, and her growing paranoia as the situation in the coop deteriorates. The supporting cast, particularly Olwen Fouéré as the enigmatic Madeleine, adds depth to the ensemble. Fouéré's performance is a standout, imbuing Madeleine with an air of mystery that keeps the audience guessing about her true nature and motivations until the very end. The character dynamics within the coop provide some of the film's most tense and engaging moments, with each actor bringing a palpable sense of fear and desperation to their roles. One of the more interesting aspects of the film is its exploration of the relationship between humans and the supernatural. The backstory of the fairies being deprived of their wings and imprisoned in the forest adds a tragic dimension to the monsters, making them more than just mindless threats. This element of the story touches on themes of colonialism and the consequences of human actions on other species, adding a layer of social commentary to the horror narrative. The concept of hybrid offspring who can withstand daylight is an intriguing one, though it feels somewhat underdeveloped in the context of the film. This is an area where the movie could have delved deeper, potentially offering a more complex view of its supernatural elements and the blurred lines between human and fairy. The idea of beings who exist between two worlds, belonging fully to neither, could have been explored more thoroughly to add additional depth to the narrative. The Watchers is not without its flaws. The script, while ambitious, can feel convoluted at times as it struggles to juggle its various plot elements. Some viewers might find the pacing uneven, with periods of high tension, like the initial discovery of the mirrored window, interspersed with slower, more dialogue-heavy scenes that don't always maintain the same level of engagement. This unevenness can sometimes detract from the overall atmosphere of dread that the film works so hard to establish. The film's ending, while undeniably ambiguous, feels rushed and doesn't provide enough closure for the complex themes explored throughout the film. It sees Mina reconciling with her sister while being watched over by Madeline in the form of a human child. This conclusion raises more questions than it answers, which could be seen as either intriguing or frustrating, depending on the viewer's perspective. A more fleshed-out ending might have provided a more satisfying resolution to the intricate plot threads woven throughout the movie. Could this ambiguity be hinting at a sequel? The unresolved elements of the plot and the human child version of Madeline have certainly sparked fan theories online, leaving the audience to ponder the future of this world and its characters. It's worth noting that The Watchers has received a mixed reception from critics and audiences alike. The film currently holds a 32% positive rating on Rotten Tomatoes, with critics praising its eerie mood but criticizing its script and pacing. Audiences have been similarly divided, with CinemaScore reporting an average grade of C. This split reaction is not uncommon for debut directors, especially in the horror genre where audience expectations can vary widely. Many critics have drawn comparisons between Ishana's directorial style and that of her father, Night Shyamalan. Ishana's use of suspense echoes her father's work, but she injects a more personal touch, focusing on character psychology to a greater degree. While some see the similarities as a negative, viewing the film as a pale imitation of her father's work, others appreciate the familial influence while recognizing Ishana's attempts to forge her own path in the industry. The topic of nepotism has been a recurring theme in discussions about the film. To her credit, Ishana has addressed this issue head-on during the film's press tour, acknowledging the advantages her background has provided, while emphasizing her commitment to proving herself on her own merits. Despite her famous last name, Ishana carves out her own space in the genre, proving her talent extends beyond family ties. Her willingness to tackle this issue directly demonstrates a level of self-awareness that bodes well for her future in the industry. As we wrap up this review, we can't help but wonder, could the ending be hinting at a sequel? The ambiguous nature of the conclusion certainly leaves room for further exploration of this world and its characters. Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. The Watchers is a film that will stay with you long after the credits roll. Its blend of supernatural horror and Celtic mythology creates a unique viewing experience that, despite its flaws, leaves a lasting impression. Did The Watchers keep you up at night? We'd love to hear your thoughts if you've seen the film. Did you find it a promising debut or a disappointing entry in the horror genre? Share your favorite scares and theories in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more thrilling horror reviews.